You're watching ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Coming up on this Memorial Day, we have the Yankees and the Royals from Kauffman Stadium. Roar! The unofficial beginning of summer. And we got ourselves a nice ball game featuring two of the best players in the game. And some cool pomp and circumstance pregame, including a flyover. We welcome you into the broadcast booth. John Sciambi, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney will join us coming up. The Yankees and the Royals. The Yanks fresh off a walk-off win against the Tampa Bay Rays, featuring who else? Aaron Judge. He and Ben Rice, they've been the dynamic duo so far, David Ross.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Judgy coming back. Big swing yesterday against a division foe, trying to chase down the Rays. Had some better at-bats, talking to Aaron Boone as of late. You know, he went through a little tough game stretch, but him and Ben Rice are going to carry this offense. Ben Rice is having a coming-out party, second in all of baseball in OPS, protecting Aaron Judge. This is where their lineup and their stumps coming from with Giancarlo Stanton out right now. They're going to need big games from these guys.
Yankees lead the majors in home runs. Judge with 17 of them, and for the Yankees, getting on base, fueled by those two guys, is a huge part of it. On the other side, for the Kansas City Royals, managed by Matt Quatraro, I should say, Bobby Witt Jr. He is their dude.
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
And the nation will be able to see the superstar right now on ESPN. And what he does is, on the offensive side, he's a game changer. He has great exit velocity, but the most impressive part about him, he is that sixth tool type player. He can run, he can defend, he can field, he's got a great arm, and most importantly, he's got the baseball instincts. And when you can combine all of that together, this is a guy that plays a premium position that you can build around, and Kansas City has themselves that dude.
Yeah, really great athlete who affects the game in so many different ways. This should be fun here today as we get a look at Witt, who has played sensational defense this season. What else is new? A guy who's already won a Gold Glove and a Platinum Glove. And the Royals here today wearing those alternate tops, and they will take on the Yankees. All right, when we talk about this Yankee team, one of the things that maybe goes unsung with all their injuries to the likes of Cole and as well Rodon, their pitching's been really good this year.
They've been great, and they've got a great starter today. Will Warren, a guy who had a spectacular outing last time he faced this lineup here in Kansas City. His career high 11 strikeouts. He's coming at you with the 2 and 4, and I love the attack method. He's going to pound the zone early. A lot of first pitch strikes his last outing. A guy that wants to get ahead, he's going to use that sweeper to finish. But the elite 94, 95 type fastball, it really plays at 96, 97. Got real jump to it and real movement to that two-seamer.
And meanwhile, on the other side for the Kansas City Royals, Matt Quatraro's got a guy who he calls as good a baseball teammate as you will find. As well, Eduardo, the results have been really good from Michael Wacha.
They really have. And look, the fastball is there, right? He can move it. He's got the four-seamer, the two-seamer. But his pitch is the changeup. He's played around with that slider. It's worked. It can get him around the third time in the lineup. But Rossi and I had a conversation with Salvador Perez earlier today, and he's DHing today. But he had said one thing that was interesting that Yadier Molina had told him. He goes, look, when he throws the changeup, we don't know where it's going, but it's going to be very effective, and it's going to be real difficult to catch.
He said it cuts, it sinks. Sometimes it rides at the top of the zone, which is so funny. Just an inconsistent pitch for a hitter and a catcher.
All right, let's check out the starting lineups brought to you by Nutrish. And for the Yankees, it'll go Grisham, Judge, and Rice, then Bellinger, Goldschmidt, and Chisholm. Volpe, Escara gets the start, and Caballero will play third base. It's a Yankees team that is first in the AL, sixth in the majors in runs per game. This is a potent offense, and they don't even have Giancarlo Stanton right now.
Man, it's so deep, and even some of these guys that aren't swinging the bat like they're capable of, these guys are going to figure it out. They still have professional at-bats. They grind you down, the opposing pitching staff. They control zone, and they're slugged throughout the lineup. So it makes it really, really dangerous from an opposing team standpoint.
All right, Michael Wacha on the mound for Kansas City, the 34-year-old from Texarkana, Texas, a former first-round pick back in 2012 out of Texas A&M, and there you see his numbers.
Yeah, his numbers, and he gets better and better as the years have gone through, and he understands who he is. He was embarrassed a couple years ago when he was being taken out after the second time around the order. He's like, something has to give. And he decided to go to that slider, and it's really difficult for him because the arm slot isn't indicative of how that slider can move, so he works on it, but he has to trust that pitch in order to get through those lineups multiple times.
Today's weather report is brought to you by the new film Pressure, the untold true story of D-Day, in theaters May 29th, rated PG-13. Here's our weather. 84 feels like 89, and the wind will be gusting. Not too humid here, but it can get hot in this ballpark, and certainly Kansas City in the summer, well, it's hot.
Definitely. I like what you said about Michael Wacha, though. A guy who's second in the league in quality starts behind Chris Sale. A guy that was embarrassed about getting pulled after the 2 times through. Now, look at the year he's back to his young self. A veteran pitcher that knows what he wants to do on the mound.
But you know what's interesting with this Yankee lineup, they put you to the test because they're a very disciplined team. They don't chase that much out of the zone, and they've taken advantage of the ABS system because they understand now, okay, it's a controlled box. It's not what umpire is behind the plate, and immediately you can see the dividends with Trent Grisham, who is one of the most disciplined guys with only a chase rate of 15% this season.
Yeah, Grisham knows the strike zone very, very well. Our plate umpire today, Clint Vondrak. And big Michael Wacha, 6'6", 215. He was selected out of Texas A&M by the Cardinals in 2012 as a compensatory pick for the free agent loss of Albert Pujols.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Already come with heavy stats.
Nuggets. We've got Nuggets. Wacha delivers. And the first pitch of the game is fouled away. And we are underway. John Shelby, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney. Hope you're enjoying a healthy, happy, and safe Memorial Day weekend.
Hopefully Buster has a sunblock on.
And that's fouled back. Wacha quickly ahead. 0-2. One of the things with Wacha and the changeup, the splits in his career, but especially this year, are drastic. He is much better against lefties.
Well, I was looking at that coming in, and my manager brain was wondering how many lefties you would have. Ben Rice playing first. No, he's going to DH, and you're going to put Paul Goldschmidt, who's having a spectacular season so far.
That one is in there. Got him looking. Clint Vondrak rings up Grisham, and there's one away.
Right here you see, I mean, coming right at him, and then there's that changeup right out of the chute, just falling, catches that corner, 80 miles an hour, fastball, dirty change to end that first at bat. It's actually shocked to see him throw that with Grisham being late.
Judge drills this one right field. Caglione makes the grab.
Okay, so 2 hitters, first hitters immediately attacking that first pitch. Now you wonder why. Scouting report will tell you immediately, go and attack that fastball. Don't miss it, because then comes the secondary with that change. Aaron Judge going after the first one, staying disciplined towards right field.
99-5, but an out on a line to the right fielder. And with 2 away, the batter will be Ben Rice. Ball 1 to Rice. What a year this guy has put together. 16 homers, 33 knocked in. And he's got a real good idea of the strike zone. And an Ivy Leaguer to boot. 2-0. Wacha. That's in there.
That's what I told him before the game. I said, usually the catching background and the Ivy League, they just go hand in hand. Coming from a former catcher myself.
2-1 in the air, left field. Collins racing towards the line, and he makes the catch. Michael Wacha gets him 1-2-3 on 8 pitches. The Royals will come up to hit on this Memorial Day when we come back. Back back here in Kansas City, and Bobby Witt Jr. and the Royals coming up to hit. And here's an example of high performance brought to you by Sage. Last time Will Warren faced the Royals, he was dialed in.
Well, that's what we were talking about here. Just coming right at him. That true four-seam's got real ride on it. I'm anxious to see the Kansas City approach here today, facing him a second time this year, because he was blowing doors, really getting ahead. First pitch strikes. Let's see if these guys come out swinging.
All right, let's take a look at this Royals lineup. Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, the top three. Then Perez, Jensen, Caglione, Collins, Massey, and Isbell rounding out the lineup. Royals 25th in the majors in runs per game as Garcia fouls one back here in the bottom of the first. 0-1. Good numbers. K rate's gone up. The walk rate has gone down. That's a nice ERA.
That's a nice sign of success. Those two numbers changing hands.
See that pitch right there, upper part of the zone. That's where Michael Garcia is hunting for the fastballs, up in the zone. That's where Warren also lives, up in the zone. So it's really interesting. A guy that has good contact rate at the plate doesn't usually swing and miss much up. He's more of a chase guy down and away. Let's see how Warren attacks him here, 0-2.
Pitch is upstairs. Far be it for me to make it a little nerdy early on, but Will Warren is a guy who moved on the rubber, and even though his velocity isn't high, 93.8, the average four-seamer, the fastball really plays.
Well, I think taking the nerdy part out of it, to your point, like that, it's a tunneling thing. When you're throwing from behind these right-handed hitters, a little bit of cross body, it's really simple here. You see, look at this great angle here with that four-seamer up. But when that thing's away or that two-seamer's coming back on the outside corner, it's hard to pick up as a hitter.
Awkward swing, made him look bad. A strikeout. There's one away.
I mean, that's on cue right there from Will Warren. That was nice. That backdoor two-seamer out of hand. Looks like it's going to be a ball from that right-handed hitter. And you see there him not being able to pull the trigger and picking it up late.
Yeah, Warren who moved from the first base side to the third base side of the rubber, and it has really helped him. Now here's Bobby Witt Jr. and the pitch missing upstairs.
We talked a little bit about his delivery and the upshoot, Eduardo. Like when that ball has got that true linear plane and doesn't really have that downward angle, it's tough to get on top of those pitches.
In the air, left field, Bellinger waiting on it. And there is out number 2, Witt retired. Yeah, we talked about fastballs, and you know, some will mention a fastball rising, which it never actually does, but the ones that have that carry, that hop, what they're doing is falling according to gravity less fast.
That's a great way of putting it, and it's a really hard adjustment for a hitter to be able to get on top of those. You have to have a lot of discipline.
There's Pasquantino. And Vinny takes ball 1. They need him to get going. 32 homers a season ago, and off to a sluggish start this year. Warren.
And it's really interesting with Vinny because a lot of teams have beat him inside a lot this year. And once you start thinking in, anything soft, middle away, you're too quick on, and you do that right there. You swing around the baseball.
So that was a problem in my career. I should have looked out over. You're exactly right, man. You start looking in, you're in trouble.
See that pitch right there? This is a perfect example. Get it in, make him think in, and then you go soft away again, or you can pound him in, and he hasn't been able to keep that ball fair.
High fly ball out towards right field. Judge going back, settling under it, and he makes the catch, and Warren matches Waka. 1-2-3 go the Yankees. We're scoreless, end of 1 in Kansas City. Back here on this Memorial Day, the unofficial start to summer as we honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country through our armed forces, and the crossover in baseball. Of course, Joe DiMaggio, Buck O'Neill, who served in the U.S. Navy. Jackie Robinson, a former Kansas City Monarch, and the great Yogi Berra. Some of the Royals and Yankees that served our country, served on the field. Here's Cody Bellinger. Belly unloads right field. Well struck. Caglione turning out of here. It's a belly bomb in Kansas City. 1-0. The Yankees on top. He jumped right on him. Well, number 7 for Bellinger.
Boog, there goes the myth that Cody Bellinger cannot hit outside of Yankee Stadium. And Rossi and I had a conversation with Cody earlier about this same thing. Well, we're going to change that right away, and he does on the first pitch he sees. Clears the hips, barrels it on a pitch middle in, and he knew it as soon as he hit it. Flips the bat over to his right, takes 3 left turns, 1-0 Yankees.
Oh, that's up.
First pitch hacking right there for Bellinger. For Cody, coming off a sensational year last year. It's a 5-win season. It was basically his best year since he won the MVP in 19. Waka finds the plate for a strike.
And another first pitch swing by the Yankees. That's already 3. And we're not even through 4 outs here.
On the ground to third, backhanded Garcia takes his time and throws out Goldschmidt. Rossi, you watch Cody Bellinger, and he can be aggressive. He can shorten up, but right here, he unloads.
I got to manage this great player, and when he had a really good season, and he's one of the best athletes I've ever been around. You see here, nice, smooth swing that ball, missing location coming into him from Michael Waka. And as Eddie alluded to, they're coming out swinging, going to jump that first pitch strike, and Cody Bellinger's all over that pitch.
This one, the Chisholm foul tipped into the mitt of Jensen. Go back to Bellinger for a second, because you got a chance to manage Cody at a really interesting time in his career. He was coming off 3 really dreadful seasons with the Dodgers that were on the heels of winning the MVP. What did you expect from him, and then what'd you get?
Yeah, well, we got a phenomenal player, had a great year. I think he finished like 5th in the MVP voting that year. But one thing we found out when he got over to us, his weight was down. We started putting weight on him. He played with the Dodgers at about 208, 205, 208. When we got him, he's like 188 to 193. Put on some weight and helped him feel a little bit better in the box, keep that weight on, and had a really good season. I'm sure there's a lot more into it, but he's a guy that you could put anywhere on the diamond. You feel really confident in his defensive ability.
Grissom lifts that in the air out to shallow left field. Collins coming on, and he makes the catch. Those are the words I've been longing to hear. How could I be a better broadcaster? Feed him. That would be the thing I would really love to hear. All right, so Cody Bellinger from 17 to 19 when he won the Rookie of the Year and the MVP, and then, I mean, that's 3 years combined, a little over a win, and then Cubs and Yankees. It's been sensational.
He's probably one of my favorite all-time as that ball's out of play. Just one of the guys that brings it every day. He's got a skill set that I can put him at first base, center field, any of the outfield positions. He knows how to run the bases, high baseball IQ, and I love contact, Boo. When I managed, like, the contact just really stood out. He has power and contact, hit great with 2 strikes. Just an all-around great baseball player.
A 1-0
Oh, that's in.
I just have to go back to the part that I just hope that you don't think that because we're going to be together all year that you have to put weight on me.
Okay.
Just like you did with Cody Bellinger.
Let's figure out how to take the weight off of him. There's a strike. Clint Von Drack behind the plate. I know you guys are begging me for it. I have good home plate umpire nuggets with Clint Von Drack back out there. He is the 2nd tallest umpire in the majors, and he played the tuba in the marching band in college. At the University of Nevada, Reno. So Clint Von Drack, your plate umpire. Only Jordan Baker is taller than Clint Von Drack. There are your nuggets.
Makes sense.
Drive safe. Line drive, curling, foul.
I was wondering who played the tuba
in college. Which umpires played the tuba in college? Clint Von Drack is one of them. The Yankees have swung at 5 of 7 first pitches. They got like a dinner reservation they're trying to get to, or what's happening?
They're trying to stay away from that changeup. That's what they're trying to do. You get to Walker early, you get him to stop trusting that fastball.
2-2. And that one missing.
That's what Matt Quintaro was talking about right there. That two-seamer in. You saw it early in the at bat. Michael's really done a nice job of cramming that two-seamer in there. Has been a game changer for him. Just misses right there.
Last two pitches, and this is why a lot of teams do not allow their pitchers to be able to tap their head and challenge with the ABS system. A lot of pitchers think those pitches are strikes because of the way the catchers receive. They're fooled a bit. And a lot of organizations said, no, it's the hitters or the catchers, but not the pitchers. Good calls right there, the last two.
It's J.C. Escarra, who laces one out into the gap in left center field. Collins retrieves, fires it into second. Volpe to third. They're at the corners as Escarra comes up with the knock. First and third and 2 outs.
6 of 8.
They are coming out swinging, and nice base running there from Volpe right in front of him. First and third, 2 outs. You got a lot going on as a pitcher right here, but just stays inside it. Really nice job. Getting ready. They're ready for the heater, Eddie, and you've talked about it, but these guys are going up there swinging, ready for anything close to the plate.
Guys, how does game planning work in this instance? Because I know that there are meetings, but when you talk about the way things work with hitters, are they being told swing at the first pitch? What's happening?
They just gave a ball 1 because of pitch clock.
Oh, strike 1.
Strike 1, I mean, I'm sorry.
So what happened is Caballero, I don't know if he found his helmet or not. And they were
Couldn't
looking
find his
for
helmet.
Could not find his helmet.
Wow, so strike 1. So it'll begin as an 0-1. And now the bouncer foul. So do you have meetings where you sit there and the hitting coach says, guys, swing at the first pitch?
You highly recommend it. You look at the numbers, you show them the numbers, and where Waka tries to attack 0-1, you'd rather go after that best pitch. If you like it, if it's in the zone where you're, go out and hunt. I got a question for you guys. Caballero just swung at the first pitch he saw, yet he was 0-1. Does that count as a first pitch swinging?
That's
for this broadcast.
Great question.
For this broadcast.
Yes, you know what? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Rossi,
we make our own rules.
Ruling.
What plays into our narrative. No. Well, I think going back to your point, Boog, like you'll see some numbers. Hey, this guy throws a ton. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, he couldn't find his helmet. You could see Aaron Boone saying he can't find his helmet. Somebody's muttering Thurman Thomas.
Equipment guy's in trouble. A lot of those numbers are, if you see what he's doing ahead in the count with the changeup, and guys are hitting, let's say, 083, and you see the fastball numbers early in the count and what they're hitting, that's kind of how you predict your game plan.
Served out into right center field, and a fall for a hit. And a base hit for Caballero, and making his way to third is Escarra.
That's a really impressive at-bat because you start 0-2 only having seen 1 pitch, and that being a changeup off balance, and you're able to stay on it, work the count to 2-2, and then go the other way, drive in another run for the Yankees, and move Escarra to third base as well.
Such a simple approach with 2 strikes right there by Caballero.
So the RBI knock, Yankees lead it 2-0. And now it's Trent Grisham, first and third.
This is why Caballero is so important to the Yankees. The speed now. Waka has to deliver the baseball really quick, especially with 2 outs and a runner at third, slow runner at third. But if anything stays up, Grisham will be all over it.
Caballero with 13 stolen bases. Being held out over there by Pasquantino. Grisham a strikeout victim his first time. Here's a 1-1. So now 1-2 on the leadoff man, who's been swinging better of late. Last 7 coming in, 381. Still been a tough start to the year for Trent. On the ground, right at Pasquantino, steps on the bag, inning over. Yankees leave a couple, but they score a couple. We're midway in the second, and it's 2-0. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Cody Bellinger with a solo homer to give the Yankees the lead. And Yankees were able to add on Jose Caballero with the RBI single. A reminder, Major League Baseball returns to ESPN on June 11th. The Mariners head to Baltimore to take on the Orioles, and then Cubs and the Giants on ABC on June 14th at 3 Eastern, and June 15th it'll be the Rays and the Dodgers at 10 Eastern on ESPN. Here in Kansas City, and we go to the bottom of the second. Will Warren will get back to work. Got a 1-2-3 in the first. Yankees lead 2-0. And a pitch in for a strike to Salvador Perez. And 1-1 now. Sal doing the DHing. Does have 8 homers. 9 times an All-Star. 5 times won the Gold Glove. World Series champ in 2015. And that one missed. 2-1.
One of those great guys you root for in the game. Fellow catcher following him, but just fun, his energy. Me and Eduardo locked in at his locker and got to catch up with him. Just a great guy.
Oh, it's out.
That right there is discipline on that pitch. That's a fastball count pitch, and he takes. Look, Salvi has chased more than any other hitter in Major League Baseball this year. 48% chase rate on non-fastballs. Just worked the count in his favor. 3-1.
And takes a strike.
There it is.
Catcher challenging the strike call.
ABS Challenge is powered by T-Mobile.
Ball's overturned.
And that's ball 4.
Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
Okay, so he's great when he's behind the plate in challenging umpires, but Rossi, not usually catchers are good also when they're hitting to be able to know if it's a strike or a ball.
Yeah, I definitely think I would have been good behind the plate, not so much in the box. That was and Salvi's known for swinging. I mean, he's not like a plate discipline guy. That was a really good at bat, like you said, and some real fastball counts.
Carter Jensen here fouling one back.
I love the ABS. It's just so much fun to hear the crowd get into it there. Big pitch, walk.
Yeah, Sal's been great as the catcher. He's won 75% of his challenges as Jensen lifts it to center, and Grisham. What have you noticed about how it's changed to the strategy? It feels like everybody's starting to get used to it, but most of the time, as Eduardo mentioned, the pitchers aren't doing it, so it's mainly catchers and hitters, and the catchers are better than the hitters at it.
No doubt. Well, and we're sitting right back there. We've got the best view. You know, it may come down to, if it's not a leverage pitch, it may just be save them for the catchers. I think maybe we may be getting there, but the one thing I do know, I caught a guy by the name of John Lester, and if I would have ever let him challenge, I would have had to stop a fight in the middle of him and the umpire. You know, that would have been a whole nother part of the job that I wasn't equipped for. But I love it. I just hold everybody accountable. I think umpires are looking better and better. You know, over the time this has played out. It's like, you know, it's usually pretty close even when they miss them.
Will Warren with a man at first and 1 away.
That's a great pitch there. Caglione, you cannot allow him to get those arms extended, and was not able to do so on a pitch that would have been a strike. Watch how tight he has to keep these arms. No extension whatsoever.
Here's the 0-2. Caglione is a great two-way player in college. Eddie, you were asking him pregame, do you miss pitching?
He didn't even allow me to finish the sentence. He was like, yes. And he was a thrower. He wonders how good could he have been with all the technology that the pitchers have in today's game. I mean, this is a big dude. He used to throw 99 to 100 miles per hour from the left side when he was at Florida. Effectively wild, as he would say.
6'4", 250. He's already unleashed the triple-digit throw from the outfield this year.
Size 19 shoe, is that what we heard? What size is it?
I think it's 17. Yeah.
Exaggerating for TV a little bit.
Well, those white shoes look a lot bigger too, don't they? I mean,
3-2, 1 out, man at first. Yankees with the lead.
Oh, that's out.
And that misses outside, and a couple of walks.
Two really elite at-bats in this inning. Salvador Perez working that count from 2-1 to 3-1 in order to get the walk. And right there, Jack Caglione being able to understand the strike zone and lay off that pitch.
It's a Royals team not really known for being an above-average walk rate team. They have the 4th lowest walk rate in the AL. This one off the bat, Collins lifted in the air down the left side. And that'll fall out of play as Caballero, Bellinger, and Volpe were converging down there. Isaac Collins acquired from the Brewers in the offseason. Switch hitter, he's better from the left side. And an opportunity here for the Royals with 1 out, and the Yankees the early lead. Warren fires. Will Warren at 26 years old. He's from Mississippi. He actually went to the same high school, Jackson Prep, that produced Connor Griffin. About 7 years ahead of him, but debuted in 24. He pitches college ball at Southeastern Louisiana. There's a lot of good stuff in there, though. They like him a lot, David.
Yeah, he's a ball player. You know, I think he's one of those guys that you just love. The switch hit, the at bat. You know, plays good defense, but he's going to give you a quality at bat here. Contact oriented. I'm focused on Will Warren this inning, and it looks like he's just not attacking as much as he was in the first. Just center cut on the plate, obviously with the 2 walks.
Oh, that's out.
Just command just off right now with that 4 and 2 seam fastball.
But you see that pitch, I believe that's a purpose pitch to get right back in, because the scouting report on Collins is you have to be able to pound them hard in. So far this year, a 140 average inside.
Now Warren having a little trouble throwing strikes all of a sudden. We talked about cutting his walk rate down almost in half.
Salvi would say you have a lot of speed at second base.
Just think of that.
Perez at second, Caglione at first.
Oh, that's out.
And that one misses upstairs, and he's walked. The bases loaded.
Probably get a visit.
And here comes Matt Blake, the Yankees pitching coach. Rossi, in spots like this one, where a guy was locked in the first and then walks 3 his next inning out there, will the pitching coach ever talk mechanics here?
There's usually some keys that they'll come out, and I thought a lot of the times it's a refocus mentally of what you're trying to do. I've had a couple balls just missing, get back to resetting. What is your focus? Where's your eyes? What's your brain telling you? Maybe, missing that ball up and away, you see with these lefty hitters. Maybe you have your catcher set up a little more into them, try to get strike 1, steal strike 1, but there's a little danger in that, especially when you have been throwing strikes and you're going in first pitch and knowing there's a lot of aggressive fastballs.
where you got a fastball pitcher up there. Massey has struggled against the fastball this year against right-handed pitchers.
Warren misses by a lot there. Ball 1 to Massey, who's at 228, 3 homers and 12 knocked in.
That arm's just a little bit behind him. When you're missing up and away, just body is not in sync.
In the air, out towards left center field. Grisham and Bellinger. Grisham makes the catch. Salvi will tag, and he will score. And on the sacrifice fly, the Royals get a run back. It's 2-1. Massey comes through.
Talk about communication before the ball is even hit to the outfield, and because it is a 2:30 start time here central in Kansas City, sometimes you want the left fielder to take this ball. It's in the direction of the sun of Grisham and not affecting Bellinger at all from the angle that he was coming in. Those are things that you talk about before the ball's even hit. But good job of Grisham still being able to shield the sun away from the ball.
Here's Kyle Isbell down. And Warren pumps in a strike. Isbell hitting with runners at first and second, and 2 down. This guy, former 3rd-round pick out of UNLV in 2018. Pretty good defender. Scoops this one in the air down the left side. Bellinger, long run, and he reaches out and makes the catch. That is a nice play by Cody Bellinger.
Really nice play by Bellinger. Aaron Boone talked about how great he is in left field, and you see some display of his athleticism right there.
Royals get on the board. We'll head to the 3rd. It's 2-1.
Kevin Connors, Jacob Mizorowski nearly untouchable today.
It's become appointment viewing for me. I mean, today he threw 73 fastballs and averaged 100.1 on them, got 16 swing and misses along the way. It's just ridiculous, guys.
12 Ks, Boog, 4-1 Crew.
To my Miz.
Back here, Aaron Judge making his way to the plate to line out his first time. And as he continues to compile the numbers, it's been incredible watching him and the power he has put up. Right now, I think it's going to go down as one of the best right-handed hitters of all time.
Oh.
And how about most homers? Today he is 1 away from 1,200, but he is well above Ralph Kiner, Juan Gonzalez, and he laces that one out into right center field. That's going to roll out to the wall, collected by Isbell, and Judge will cruise into second. Well, they moved the fences in here at Kauffman Stadium in the offseason. It hasn't really yielded more homers, but it has given the offenses on both teams more doubles.
You see, just like his home run last night to win the game to right center field, when he's locked in, he's pushing the ball off him from the inside part of the plate, driving the ball to that right center gap. That's what Aaron Boone talked about, him getting locked in. That's an example of it.
Check swing and appeal to third, did not go. Said third base umpire Ryan Blakeney. So Judge at second, he hit that one 111 miles an hour. Rice hits it to the right side. Massey collects.
And even though this exit velocity from Ben Rice was not elite, it gets the job done. He's going to get high fives once he gets back into that dugout. They wanted him to trade places with Judge, but they'll take that as well.
So Rice pulls the ball, advances the runner. Infield will come in for Matt Quatrero. And Bellinger at the dish. He's already homered, his first road homer of the year. Waka popped up. Garcia into foul ground, makes the catch, and Judge will stay put, 2 down.
Eddie, it looked like he was sitting all over that changeup and just tried to do a little too much. Was it a breaking ball?
Yeah.
A little slider?
Little slider on that one, but it's interesting. Second time around the order. The Yankees were aggressive. first time. 7 of the 9 hitters swung at the first pitch. This time around, he has started every hitter with spin. Curveballs, and that one right there, the slider.
Good eyeballs.
And another slider.
First one in there to Goldschmidt, who grounded to third. So Waka making the adjustment to the Yankees being aggressive early in the count. The 0-1. Up the middle, off the mitt of Waka. Backhanded by Massey. And the leadoff double does not come in to score. Good job by Waka right there. We're midway in the third. Yankees 2, Royals 1.
Kansas City with Royals manager Matt Catraro. Bobby Witt Jr. leads all position players and outs above average with 14. What have you seen in him this year?
Man, a lot of good plays. I mean, he can go both ways, up the middle to his backhand. He's gotten really good at the charge play as well, and his throwing's been extremely accurate.
What have you seen in your at-bats in that first time through against Will Warren?
Yeah, it's encouraging. I mean, seeing some pitches this time, last time he was tough on us with the fastball. We've been able to make him throw strikes, took those 3 walks, produced a run there. He's got good stuff. We're going to have to keep working at it.
Matt, thanks. Boog, back to you.
All right, Buster, thanks. Matt. Michael Garcia taking a strike. Garcia, then Witt, and then Pasquantino. To Buster's first question to Quattrero. You look at the left side of this infield. This guy's effectively a shortstop. They probably have as good a defensive left side as there is. Rossi, you got a chance to watch Bobby Witt up close and personal in the WBC.
Never been more impressed with a guy seeing him for the first time. The way he worked, the attitude, but Eddie, his batting practice is different. It's loud, and I'm talking about he's hitting with Schwarber and Judge and Harper, and these guys hit the ball off his bat consistently was as hard as I've seen in a really long time. It was impressive to be around him consistently and see him. The defensive work, obviously he's a great athlete, runs the bases really well, but how hard he hits the ball in batting practice really stood out to me.
It's a disciplined, quick twitch that he has.
Great verbiage. I like that.
2-2. Popped up right side. And Goldschmidt fighting the sun, and he makes the catch as he chases Damon Hollins out of the coaching box.
These were the toughest days to catch pop-ups. High sky, no clouds at all on this beautiful day. Looking up. This wasn't a comfortable one for Goldie.
Penny, scale of 1 to 10, how good a pop-up catcher were you?
Me? Terrible. Terrible. I would have missed that one. I would have yelled at that moment right there. Panic.
I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead, Buster.
If you take Shohei Ohtani out of it, is Bobby Witt Jr. the best all-around player in baseball when you talk about defense, when you talk about base running, when you talk about hitting?
Eddie?
It's in the conversation for me. I mean,
I think he'd be the first name you come up with.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. If there is a draft and you want to start your team with, and all ages being equal, this could be the #1 pick because of the prime position he plays.
The 1-1 on the ground. That's to short. Volpe. And Witt is out. It's 2 away. All right, so if you take the grouping of players 25 and younger, Witt is first in hits, extra base hits. He's second in homers. Only Julio Rodriguez with more in that department, and it's pretty staggering. The other thing about the defensive part of his success, when he debuted as a rookie, he struggled. Right field, Judge back some more. It's over his head. Pasquantino racing for second, and he dives in with a double. And Royals fans smile to see that. They got to get their big first baseman going after a wonderful. There's the pass crunch.
I hadn't seen him too much, but Benny jumping on that first pitch from Warren here, just center cut heater all over this thing for a double. And Matt told us with these dimensions of this field moving in, you really got to bust it to second base on a double, and you see Benny doing that right out of the chute, making that double easily into second base.
But again, another ball that leaks arm side for Warren. They've been pounding Vinny in, hard in, and not allowing those arms to get extended. I think Warren got lucky that that ball stayed in the yard.
So like a combo of Pasquantino and Sasquatch. Pasquatch, that nickname, by the way, given to him by his former teammate Ryan O'Hearn. I always like when you find out, like, I don't know whether most people know this, but Randy Johnson's nickname, the big unit, Tim Raines gave that to him.
Chris Bryant gave me the Grandpa Rossi stuff.
And did they create your Instagram?
Yes.
You did not have Instagram.
No, that was created at dinner, after dinner one night by those guys. I showed up the field next day. So,
really?
And that's all people call me around Chicago. Not that it's about me. Back to the game.
Enough about me. What do you think about me? Here's the 2-1. In the air, Goldschmidt. And he makes the over-the-shoulder grab and foul ground. Perez retired.
Fun stat as well. My Instagram was created by Giancarlo Stanton in the batting cage in Atlanta.
No way.
Yeah.
You're watching ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. As we head to the 4th, and from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, the Yankees right now without Giancarlo Stanton, but his pants are here. Stanton out with that calf issue. Going to get another MRI and hoping to have him back maybe as soon as in a week. But yeah, since he's been wearing Stanton's pants, Chisholm's been swinging a pretty good bat as he comes up empty that time, 1-1.
He's got a little throwback flair with how baggy he is, right?
Love him. Jazz 0 for 1. And a swing and a miss.
Oh, it's been a steady diet of off-speed stuff for Jazz Chisholm. Went with a fastball in the first at-bat, just one of the 5 pitches he saw.
That one just missed. Waka, who debuted in 2013 with the Cardinals, went all the way to the World Series, lost to the Red Sox. Right, David Ross?
Yes, he did. Yes.
I talked with Adam Wainwright about Michael Waka, and I said, what stood out to you? And he said his ability to compete, to make adjustments, but the changeup. And Chisholm will take his base. Adam Wainwright told me that just at 50% playing catch with Michael Waka, catching his changeup was difficult.
Well, when guys like Yadier Molina give guys like Salvador Perez a heads up that it's tough to catch his changeup, that's a pretty darn good changeup, because probably one of the better receivers I've ever been around, in my time at least, it was Yadier Molina. And so the unpredictability of the movement is tough for the catcher.
I thought it was interesting that we were having a conversation and Salvi was just directly, looking at both of us, and then all of a sudden, when he mentioned Yadi and it became a catcher's conversation, it went straight to Rossi.
I think one of the keys to getting to Michael Waka, as you alluded to, Eddie, when he has to go to off-speed early in the count and not establish that fastball, his release point can get away from him a little bit in some of the video I saw, and I think it's key that he establishes that heater. But they're jumping all over, which makes it tough.
Second time around the order, he has yet to start any of the hitters off with a fastball.
The one other thing Adam Wainwright added is he must be really good looking because we get confused for each other. Volpe went too far on the check, and it's 1-2. Adam Hammery down there at first base, one of the elite check swing umpires. I'm making that up.
If you say so, yeah.
I don't know. I think he thinks he's check swing umpire. 2-2 now. Volpe missed the beginning of the year following that left shoulder surgery, brought up on May 12th. 2-2 now. Waka with a man at first, nobody out.
He controls the game, the running game, so well that Caballero, when he was on first base earlier, could not get a jump. Right now, a frustrated Jazz Chisholm at first base saying there's no way I can get a good jump off Michael Wacha.
That slide step's elite.
Right-hander ready.
I don't know how Volpe took. I mean, the slide step changeup was it's a kryptonite. The body language with the dead fish, and he took it nicely down the bottom of the zone. It's a tough pitch to take.
Now tipped into the mitt of Jensen. And it's a strikeout. There's one away.
I think we just found out why he took it. His eye level was thinking up the entire time. Fastball up, up, up. But when you think that way, this is what happens. You chase pitches way out of the zone.
Second strikeout for Wacha, and with one away, here's J.C. Escarra.
Another breaking ball first pitch.
Yankees lead it 2-1. We're in the top of the fourth. John Shambi, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney. In there for a strike, 2-1.
A little bit bigger of a leg kick there, getting his body under him. That's the one thing that makes it tough. When you got speed, guys got to mix up their looks and their release point changes.
2-1, hit up the middle and a base hit. Escarra with the knock. Chisholm not stopping on his way to third. And they're at the corners. Let's send it back to the studio. Kevin Connors, Adam Ottavino.
All right, Boog, 7 straight games without a homer for Munetaka Murakami till today.
I've enjoyed watching this guy all season. He's answered a ton of questions about whether he can hit the big league pitching or not. It takes a really hard fastball up and in way back today for a really exciting White Sox team.
And the White Sox, Boog, poke back over 500.
So I got a chance to see that White Sox team take 2 of 3 from the Cubs. That's a good team. Murakami gets a lot of attention, but I think their shortstop, Colson Montgomery, that kid he has more homers than Shohei Ohtani since he debuted in July of last year, and he's played a really good defensive shortstop.
Big kid too. Their future is bright. Murakami is an interesting case because it's a 2-year deal. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him and how the Chicago White Sox end up approaching his status as he'll become a free agent after the 2027 season.
If you're the White Sox, wouldn't you think about reaching out and trying to extend him? A 1 to Caballero, and that's tapped to third. Garcia, the second one on to first. Stretched by Pasquantino, and that's a double play. 5-4-3, and the Royals show off the defense.
2 times already, the last 2 innings, missed opportunity for the Yankees to get a runner from third with less than 2 outs. The defense works. Garcia over to Messi to the stretch Pasquatch at first.
Fans, ESPN is now the home of MLB.TV. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. It'll be Jensen, and then Caglione, and then Collins. And Carter Jensen doing the catching. Kansas City kid. Grew up about 20 minutes from here. Think about the idea that as a kid, his favorite player was Salvador Perez, and now he's his teammate.
That's wild.
The 1-1. Fly ball left field, pretty well struck. Going back, Bellinger slowing down, and he makes the catch and then wanders onto the track. Jensen gave that a ride, 1 away.
I got to play with Chipper and Eddie Perez was on the coaching staff and played for Bobby Cox and Glenn Hubbard. Growing up a Braves fan, that kind of stuff is the stuff you remember. Walking into those locker rooms and meeting those guys.
Well, Warren deals. Skied into shallow left field. Bellinger coming on, shading his eyes. And Cody busy here in the bottom of the fourth, 2 away. Yankees lead it 2-1. They've gotten a Cody Bellinger solo homer. And they've also gotten an RBI single from Jose Caballero. Meanwhile, for the Royals, a sacrifice fly by Michael Massey. Here's Isaac Collins. Now, Warren has recorded 9 outs in the air.
And he's coming right at him this inning. The mentality has really changed since the 3-walk inning.
All that's in.
Yankees right now without Max Fried on the IL with that elbow issue. Into left field, Cody Bellinger grabs that one. And it's a major league record for Cody Bellinger.
2013, you were growing up, what, 13, 14 years old in Boston, being a Yankee guy. How was that? And have you converted any of your buddies back home to Yankee guys?
I don't know if I've converted any of my buddies back home to Yankees guys, but they're all, you know, huge fans of mine, so I appreciate their support. But it's pretty hard to take them away from their Red Sox loyalties. But with that being said, I definitely in 2013 was paying close attention to your guys' World Series.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
that's nice. That's nice. A little quick run. Doing some background, Dartmouth grad, psychology major. How has that in catching impacted your baseball career?
I think it can really help just in, you know, terms of managing different personalities, especially with our pitchers. You know, just ways to get the most out of guys and understanding how people behave, why people make certain decisions.
Smarty Pants, Dartmouth,
psych major.
They got another Dartmouth guy, another Dartmouth catcher. Brad Ausmus is Aaron Boone's bench coach. There he is.
Cal Hendricks.
Yeah.
Old teammate of mine, Dartmouth guy.
Mike Remlinger, former.
Yes. Grisham in the air, right field, towards the corner, pretty well struck, and that ball is foul.
That's when you wish you were in Boston, right there.
Pesky! Start screaming. They're talking to it. Just fooled on this, and this thing's close. Maybe not as close as we thought from down here. Or up here.
Close.
Still in Boston, you never know.
I mentioned that they brought the fences in the gaps here, so basically the walls went from 387 to 379. You can see a little bit of where they, you know, that back part where it angles out is the way it used to jut out. And then they made the fences a little lower to allow for some home run robberies from 10 feet to 8.5 feet.
Oh.
In on his thumbs.
Swing it, Rossi.
What was the exit velocity on that?
Ed Svita, exit velocity on that last one. .6.
Oh, he was ready for it that time.
Ed Svita is all over it. Eddie Svita, make your life a little sweeter. That's our guy.
There he is.
30 years with that guy I've been working. Jim Beattie was a Dartmouth guy. That's right.
Still not a key.
The 1-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Grisham will be followed by Judge and then Rice. Waka
Good take.
Yeah, he's tough.
He does not chase.
He really understands the strike zone. Former first-round pick by the Brewers, 2015.
Great.
And Grisham going on strikes. That's the second time he's been caught looking. And now it's Aaron Judge at the plate. Judge line to right on a ball just a smidge under 100, and then hit one 111 into the right center field gap. Went too far on that curveball.
Michael Walker,
strike one.
not playing around, still staying with that off-speed first pitch, and it's working for him.
Judge in his career 5 for 28 against Waka. The 1-1. And that's a pitch right there that I feel like when you guys were playing, you saw less and less. Same side changeup, as now you'll see right on right changeup, left on left too.
And it's the first one he sees all afternoon.
The 1-2 on the ground. Massey. And there's 2 away.
Nice sequence there from Waka, slowing him down. He had swung at the first 2 pitches previously with hit the ball hard and then the base hit, slows him down, then is able to get that 4-seamer or that 2-seamer in here.
And you have a guy that has elite bat speed at the plate with elite power, and you're able to slow down the bat speed because of that changeup. Caught in between.
Line drive.
Oh,
What a play. Wick lunging up the middle. Gold glove, platinum glove. That guy is top-notch defensively.
It's the quick step, the first step, the read off the bat. He's playing up the middle, sees it, and immediately takes the lunge. That's why in baseball, here in Kansas City, it's all about that man right there, the number 7.
Back here in Kansas City with Yankees manager Aaron Boone. Cody Bellinger with a home run in this game. He had a long negotiation during the winter. What do you remember about that call when you heard he was coming back?
Well, I was at Yankee Stadium, and there were about probably 4 or 5 of us down in the clubhouse. Matt Blake was there, and then some clubhouse staff. And Matt Blake walked in my office and said, "Breaking news, Cody signed." And we kind of screamed a little bit, and we're excited down in the clubhouse. So a good day. Like, I didn't know that day was coming. Seems like it took a while to come together, but I feel like he's absolutely where he belongs.
What have you seen of Will Warren's progression today?
Yeah, obviously had that inning where he lost the strike zone a little bit, where maybe being a little bit too fine, but he's been such a good pitcher for us. Came of age a little bit last year for us, and has continued to get better this year, and is turning into one of the really good ones in the league.
Booney, thanks. Boog, back to you.
Booney with the glasses, looking like he's fresh off the set of chips, like Punch and John, license and registration man.
I don't know. Highway to the danger zone just playing through my head like a Top Gun. love Booney's looks. We're having a terrible time up here if fans can't tell.
2-2 is outside, and it's 3-2.
Really interesting pitch selection from Will Warren, who's really established his fastball the entire game. He's gone with the off-speed pitch against Massey this at-bat.
3-2 in the air, out towards left center, Grisham. And he continues to get outs in the air. Isbell making his way to the plate. Bobby Witt Jr. just getting ready in case.
Okay, so officially now 2 times through the lineup as soon as Kyle Isbell's at-bat is done. First pitch, only 1 off-speed pitch to the 18 hitters that he has faced, and that was to Massey in the last at-bat with a sweeper.
he's staying on script. His last start against these guys, he didn't really start that sweeper until the third time through.
The 1-1.
Ball.
Now for Warren, making start number 11. And the right-hander fires. High fly ball in and towards the line. Judge. And makes the catch. So 2 away. He's gone 14 of 18 first pitch strikes. You can see every once in a while Warren going to his right hip. He's got the pitch calm on there.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I love a guy that knows what he wants to do. Coming in, thinking about how he wants to attack certain hitters, relying on his catcher, but also having ideas of his own. I love that dynamic.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's guys now can almost have a conversation with the pitch comm. They've gotten so good at it, so used to it. Back and forth in sorting out what they're going to throw. Up the middle, and that'll get through as Garcia comes up with the knock, takes an aggressive turn, and the inning extended for Bobby Witt Jr.
Huge at bat, and 2 reasons. Now you get Bobby Witt Jr. with a runner in Michael Garcia, who is very fast at first base with 2 outs. You should see Michael Garcia be aggressive. If they do get him at second base, Bobby Witt Jr. is an elite guy to start an inning with. Best batting average in all of baseball starting an inning, but he can turn it around with 1 swing and give them the lead as well.
We got a stat. Will Warren, no stolen base attempts the last 8 or 9 starts. So I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Warren fires. Ha! Strike to Witt on the edge. Like to use that 2-seamer on the outside edge and kind of run it back to the righties.
Bobby giving Michael 1 pitch, 1 strike.
Kick in 0-1.
Ha! That's a tough one there. That backdoor 2-seamer looks way off the plate from a right-handed hitter, and that was absolutely paint, maybe a hair off.
Surprised he didn't challenge that one.
0-2 now. Warren ready. And he struck him out. Will Warren allows the 2-out single and then carves up Bobby Witt Jr. The strikeout there.
Yeah, coming right at him. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Heater, 2-seamers down and away. Just not picking it up.
Back at Kauffman Stadium, wherever you are, hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. Thanks to those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Jack Shambi, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, Michael Wacha getting back to work, facing Cody Bellinger here. That one popped foul, 0-2. Belly a homer his first time up, and he's popped out foul. Yeah, the home road splits. Obviously, you think about it being a good left-hand hitter's part.
How elite has Cody Bellinger been with 2 strikes? It's like he feels real comfortable at the plate.
He's short. He's so simple with his lower half. His bat to ball skills with 2 strikes are some of the best I've seen. And there's just not a whole lot of movement. It feels like just hands and upper body trying to take the ball to that left center patch of grass out there.
1-2. Wacha deals. You can see Jensen try to present that to the plate umpire Clint Vondrak. Bellinger waits. 2-2. Bell tipped into the mitt of Jensen, struck him out.
Relentless with that changeup. continues to go to it, started him off with it, and finishes him with the same pitch. It appears to look like a strike right out of the hand. And then just a deep dive out of the zone.
He sells it with that arm speed.
It's got some funky action to it. We saw in that slow-mo replay, it's down and away.
Like a real splitty action. You see there, he really spreads those fingers apart.
Oh, that's out.
And it's the tale of two different pitchers, right? Will Warren coming right at you. Michael Wacha settling in after giving up those runs. Those guys jumping him early, really slowing the hitters down early in the count.
2-0. And Goldschmidt hits it well to center. Isbell back and makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Well, this Memorial Day and throughout America's 250th year, baseball honors those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Learn how you can support grieving military families at MLBtogether.com.
It's been curveballs after curveball for Jazz Chisholm in the first 2 at-bats. Pitching him backwards. This is the first fastball that a hitter, a Yankee hitter, has seen as a first pitch in an at-bat since the 2nd inning.
On the ground, off the side of the mound. Gobbled up Massey, the pick by Pasquantino. It was ticketed for center field, but hit hard and off the side of the mound. Massey with the nice range, and his big first baseman with a nice dig. It's off. They got it going in St. Louis. Chris Rose, we didn't need to see that.
I got to tell you guys, I saw the tarps off trend. I didn't know I was going to get a spray tan for this, this broadcast.
Andy Jacobson, our producer, talked about it, but yeah, tarps off. Is it a Missouri thing, or is it just, you know?
Summer, baby. Summer is here.
You know what's funny is, so I got the audio version of the first tarps off when they walked it off. I was driving home with my partner. We were carpooling from the Cubs-White Sox game. And it's extra innings, and you could tell there aren't a ton of people there, but you can also tell there's a giant section of people making a lot of noise. And it was sort of like you were at a Premier League match, and they're just, and all these guys, and I didn't know that until I got home, that all the people that were making all the noise at that game at Busch Stadium weren't wearing any shirts. And then, yeah, now tarps are off everywhere.
Chip Carey did a great job of explaining that and talking about how much fun. I thought he handled that really well, and talking about the excitement that created around Busch Stadium.
Well, I mean, Ollie Marmol said those guys are welcome to come back.
Hey, I know that feeling as a manager.
Yeah,
anything,
man.
whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'll pay for everybody in the section.
Yankees lead it here, bottom of the 6th. It's 2-1. Pasquantino followed by Perez and Jensen. High fly ball in the air, right field, and that one moving off foul and out of play. Now Vinny trying to find a groove at the plate. One of the really great personalities in this game. Fun to talk to, loves the sport. Field, but Judge is there and makes the catch. David Ross, Will Warren with a career high 12 outs in the air, and he's looked really good. Make it 13 now.
Outside of those 3 walks in the 2nd inning where he just couldn't find his command, it just looks like these guys are late. They know the fastball's coming. He dominated them with the fastball his last start. And you see they still can't get the barrel of the bat to the ball, just missing underneath.
Salvi unloads left field, out of here! And this game is tied at 2.
They can't get what?
Of course, we're doing a breakdown. Salvi hits one to the moon.
And look, this is Salvi's seen the ball real well off Will Warren. We saw it in his first at-bat, the walk that he got, that 2-1 pitch, where he was able to lay off the slider. It hasn't been about bat speed for Salvador Perez. It's been about swing decisions, and that decision right there, elite. Getting the bat head through, the bat speed still there, and the sound tying this ball game at 2.
2-2 on Salvi's 9th of the year, but more importantly, his 136th homer in this ballpark, and that ties him with George Brett for the most homers at this ballpark in the 54-year history of Kauffman Stadium. Really cool.
Well, I'll take it a step further. Now he becomes the leading active catcher, and I know he's DHing today, but as a primary position for home runs for all Latin Americans. He was tied with Pudge Rodriguez.
Fly ball right field, Judge, and Jensen retired.
Well, we talked about these guys being late, not getting the barrel of the bat to the ball. You see here just that 2-seam coming right back into that barrel. He is ready for it and just clips it. When that thing runs into the barrel, they go a long way. Listen. That's a good sound, Eddie, if you're a Royals fan.
Caglione comes up empty.
He's got to be careful right here with this matchup as well. Starts him off with an off-speed stuff, but that fastball, Caglione's been on it against him.
Swing and a miss. It looked like the breaking ball right there, a curve. Oh, 2 in the dirt. Caglione, their first-round pick, 6th overall in 2024. They didn't wait long. He was called up last year in June. In a 66-game college season as a junior at Florida, he had 35 homers.
Is that good?
I mean, a little bit. He hits the ball hard, and when he touches it, it goes.
He's a big boy. His presence in the box, the spread out stance, very simple swing and real leverage when he's at the plate.
Swing and a miss, and Warren gets Caglione. But the damage done. Salvador Perez with the home run, and that solo blast ties this game up. We'll head to the 7th on Memorial Day. 2-2 thanks to Salvi. Bobby Witt Jr. out there at shortstop. He's turned into one of the best players in the game, not just offensively but defensively. But mental skills is something that has really been a focal point for him, and he works with a mental skills coach, Brian Kane, and then also every day he calls a success hotline. Check it out.
See, that's the biggest excuse people have. Oh, I don't have the talent. Oh, yes, you do. You have the talent. It just hasn't been developed yet. Did you hear what I said? You have the talent. It hasn't been developed yet. And the key word there is yet. There's a big difference between saying I can't do it and I can't do it yet. You could do it. You do have the talent. The seeds are inside you. You just have to water them. You just have to give them sunlight, and they're going to start germinating.
Rod Gilbert there. He calls that number every day and listens to what is normally a 3 to 5 minute message. And he was encouraged to do that since he started his work with Brian Kane, who works with a number of major leaguers, including Jameson Taillon, Corbin Burns, and oh, that play was sensational.
I think there's one thing you understand as a player a little bit, dealing with your own stuff, but as a manager and getting to sit in that seat and hear these guys' problems come in every single day, the mental skills area is not talked about enough.
If you watch him out there between at bats and in the field, you'll catch Bobby Witt Jr. taking deep breaths. There's almost like a breathing routine that he will go through. And a swing and a miss, and Waka able to get Volpe, who was asking the plate umpire Clint Vondrak if that was a strike.
Running in a bit on him, and when you have to respect the ability of Waka with the changeup, when he throws that fastball, you're going to be a little bit behind. That's why he's been able to mix it up against the Yankees, keeping them a little bit flustered.
JC Escarra here, 2-2 game. We're in the 7th, and the breaking ball finds the mark. Line drive, right field, and Caglione makes the catch. You know, Rossi, we talk about, you know, the way a catcher and an umpire can interact, and you were telling me a story about Todd Tishner, who's the second base umpire today.
We were going into the postseason, and we had a couple days off 2016, and I was starting game 1 with Lester, and I had heard from the media and our staff that Todd Tishner did not call strikes away from left-handed pitchers to right-handed batters. And so the first one comes, and it's borderline away, and he balls it, and I'm like, okay, that was close, throw it back. Next one, definite strike right on the corner, and he balls it. I go, I knew it, I've been hurting this crap all week. You don't call this and that to right-handed hitters versus left-handed pitchers. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, absolutely I'm serious. Where would I get this from? He goes, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, I'm not kidding you. I've been hearing this for 2 days straight. Next one's probably about that far off. He's like, yeah, I was like, let's go, Todd, let's go. you know, that's part of the job back there. You're working them, and it was funny. I had never heard that much you know, stuff about an umpire, about he really does. He's really bad about calling strikes away to right-handed hitters. And I'm like, well, we're going to need that with John Lester on the mound starting the playoffs. I think we were playing San Francisco Giants, who are, you know, like in another even year going to repeat, and we're out trying to beat them. But it's funny. Just talking to him a little bit, and told him what this guy reported. He's like, we're not having that today, baby.
Caballero fouled one off his leg, and he was in some pain. The 0-1 is cut on and missed. Awkward swing. I love you greeting those.
He just took a break. He knew we were in story time, so he just gave us a little time to get our stories. Oh, right in the knee.
That.
To the knee.
Line drive center field. Isbell. And 1, 2, 3. I knew it.
Well, I heard you're fluent in Spanish, right? So I was going to try to polish up on my Spanish a little bit, but I figured we might bring in an expert in this department.
Yeah, we'll bring in the big guns here.
¿Por qué tú sabes hablar español?
Porque cuando yo era niño y yo estaba en escuela primera, yo aprendí el vocabulario cuando yo estaba tomando clase y eso, pero cuando yo llegué a béisbol profesional, lo aprendí como hablarlo como los latinos para comunicarme mejor con los compañeros.
All right, this is Dominican Spanish.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm going to need
This is Dominican Spanish at its best.
I'm going to need some translation.
Baseball Spanish.
Yes.
And you learned it in grade school. Basically, it's just learning it, and once it got into the baseball world, you started learning it the Latin way,
yes.
the Latin American way, and that's why he speaks with that accent, which is awesome.
It's the Dominican accent, yeah.
Oh, pero qué vaina. I mean, it is outstanding, the level of, and it's important for him, especially coming up as a catcher.
It's also a really, I think it's a really cool thing for Latin players to see Anglo players willing to learn their language.
100%. Well, look, Mike Matheny is the first one that comes to mind when having a conversation in Spanish. Barry Larkin, another teammate of mine, that would be able to have a conversation in Spanish with his teammates, but to be able to get along and understand it and embrace it, it only makes you a better teammate.
No doubt.
Alex Bregman of the Cubs, someone that's learned serviceable 100%. Spanish his time with the Astros. Popped up, foul ground, Goldschmidt, and again fighting the sun, and Collins retired. We talked about Salvador Perez, and when he was in A-ball, he was teammates with Eric Hosmer, and Hosmer used to lend Salvi his car. Salvi would go to Subway, he would get to the drive-through, he would call Haas, and when he got up to the window or to the speaker, he'd put Haas on the phone, and Eric would translate the order.
That's awesome.
And look, growing up in a home where my father played and came up in the 60s, Tony Perez, he didn't know how to speak the language. And back then, there weren't any interpreters. And there weren't drive-throughs to go through.
Nick Lofton hitting here for Massey after Collins retired. Yeah, didn't your dad order apple pie playing somewhere in the Penn League one day, and then basically just ate that almost every day because he couldn't understand the menu?
Meatloaf.
And that one falls. Throw to second. Tag. Save. Great work by Lofton. With that slide, he got his hand in there, and with the sun, a ball that was hanging up for a while falls between the trio of Judge, Chisholm, and Grisham.
The reason he's at second base is on contact. He's already gone. He's thinking, I just have to run. There's no skill set to running. They can't see the ball well off the bat. That's a problem. But then being able to hustle, get himself into scoring position with one out adds to the hustle and the play right there. You see a lot of players at many levels that just do not hustle out of the box.
And with Brent Hendrick on the mound, first Lofton, and now Lane Thomas will get a chance to hit. Tied at 2, and a go-ahead run is at second. Drilled in the air out towards left center field. Bellinger back, and he makes the catch. And tagging and racing the 90 feet is Lofton. So the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Lane Thomas putting the charge into 1.
I'm interested to see what Aaron Boone does here. If he comes and gets Hendrick, and he is, coming off the bench. He gets the job done. That ball should have been. It was in the air long enough to be caught. It's just the elements right now of the day and the start time.
Point to the pen. We've got a pitching change. Back with the new hurler after this. New pitcher will be the right-hander Jake Bird. 4.41 ERA. Good strikeout rate. Doesn't walk people. Likes that sweeper. And he grunts.
Really funky motion here from Bird, just coming at you from the right side, relying on that sweeper, like you said, Boog.
He has eaten up right-handed batters so far this year to the tune of a .214 average. Lefties have hit .350. It's not quite that severe in his career. In fact, in his career, he's slightly a reverse split guy.
Oh, that's out.
2-1 count. I'm Garcia. He started me off with that slider that he was able to throw for a strike. I'm sitting slider right now. 57% of the time he throws it to righties.
Bird ready, man at third. The 2-1. On the ground, softly hit. Volpe collects and throws out Garcia, and Bird gets out of it. ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual. It's brought to you by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. And on a gorgeous Memorial Day, we got ourselves a 2-2 game. The sun has been out. Outfielders and infielders been fighting it. The new pitcher is Daniel Lynch, and he delivers ball 1 to Trent Grisham. Daniel Lynch, the 4th, 22nd appearance. Bounce to the right side. Pasquantino has it, spins and throws, and a nice play by Vinny. How about Michael Wacha? 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, retired the last 10, and it's the 5th time he's gone 7 or more. Nice work.
He's been on a really nice run.
Interesting situation here. You have 2 left-handed hitters with Lynch on the mound and Aaron Judge at the plate that are going behind him.
Judge swings and misses.
And the big question is how do you approach him? And he started him off right there with a very changeup up in the zone. Very risky.
Swing and a foul at the plate. So Judge has gotten him once.
You got to try to make him chase now.
I feel like the catcher Jansen has really done a nice job of recognizing how aggressive this Yankee lineup has been and just continued to slow them down with secondary. The key is just not making a mistake middle.
0-2.
I think Lynch asked for it.
Could have been.
Is that one of the pump fake challenges where you start to go up, you're unsure?
1-2. Get to hear the fans in the background at Kauffman Stadium chanting, "We love the Yankees," or some
version of that.
Version of that, yes. 2-2. And Judge has gone on strikes. Lynch gets it.
You called it, Eddie. You called it.
Easier said than done, right? At the plate, it's completely different, and I get it. We've all been there, but you have to think, right? Why would you allow Aaron Judge to beat you? There's no chance, especially with 2 left-handed hitters behind him. But great execution by Lynch.
Rice hits that in the air out towards left center, and that one pulled down by Collins. 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees. You're watching ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. And a reminder, let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. Here's Bobby Witt Jr.
Oh, that's it.
Jake Bird delivers inside ball 1. Witt, then Pasquantino, and then Perez. Bobby hitless in 3 trips. Fly out, ground out, strikeout. Bird. And that's in there with the sweeper. The 1-1. High fly ball crushed. Left field is back, and it is gone. Bobby Witt, he'll touch them all with 1 swing. He's given the Royals the lead. He hammered it inside the foul pole down the left field line. No doubt about it.
How about that?
That's what your star player is supposed to do right there. But you talked about it, Eddie. We were talking before we got on air. Bobby Witt Jr., 486 when leading off an inning, leads the American League. That's exactly what the Royals fans were hoping for. Slider, middle, and he deposited.
It's like he tracked the previous pitch, saw the sweeper, then he took some off and it registered as a curveball, and it hung, and he was able to keep it fair.
Then we got a foul ball.
Yeah, that got Clint Bondrak. Trainer coming out to check on him. Oh, it wasn't. He showed bunt, pulled it back, and then it went off of Escara's mitt, and it got him pretty flush. So that's basically like taking one. I mean, it kind of worse than a foul tip, it would seem, because Escara didn't get a lot on it.
And they're taught not to flinch. They're hanging in there, expecting those guys catching it. Just literally, I think, tipped his glove. He looked like the slider cut a little more than came down, I think, which was JC expecting.
And Rossi, correct me if I'm wrong here, because you wore the tools of ignorance behind the plate. Foul tip or anything hitting a mask on the lower part, that you feel a lot more, right?
Yeah, rattles it a lot more, and those guys don't have on like a skull cap like most catchers, so they've just got the protection for the padding of the mask and the little bit that their ball cap will give them. But it's really shocking, really shocking. Here's a live look. You can hear it rattle the cage of the mask for him.
Clint Bondrak appears to be okay.
He wasn't so tall, you know.
Second tallest umpire in the majors. I know.
Glad he's all right.
It was ball one. Bird misses outside. And now it's 2-0. So Bobby Witt Jr. with the home run. And his 8th has given them the lead. Bobby Witt Jr. has homered in all 30 major league parks, and Savita wanted me to let you know, and a couple of national parks too.
What a nugget.
The 3-0. And that's in there for a strike to Pasquantino. The Yankees, by the way, and this is a weird one, including the postseason, they've won 11 in a row against the Royals. So Kansas City trying to snap what is a weird losing streak to the Yankees.
Oh, that's up.
And Pasquantino will take his base. So Bird goes homer and now walk. Let's take another look at that home run.
Like you said, he looked like he sized it up, Eddie, like right before that, seeing where that breaking ball had to start. And you see the emotion coming from Bobby Witt Jr. Good swing to put his guys up. Here late in this ball game, he knew exactly where that slider was going.
It's elite bat skill again. It's controlled quick twitch. To be able to have and make a decision on a hanging breaking pitch like that, that's the ones that the elite don't miss.
Great athlete, great human. On Wednesday, he will receive the Lou Gehrig Award for his work off the field, supporting the community, and in terms of philanthropy, he's developed an amazing relationship with a woman, Sarah Nauser, former Kansas City police officer who's in her battle with ALS. And all the players, you saw Matt Quattrero was wearing Fight Like a Girl, and those are Sarah's shirts, and be big throughout Major League Baseball on June 2nd, Lou Gehrig Day. Tyler Tolbert will run at first for Pasquantino. Up and in, and it hit him. Very close as Salvi lunged out of the way.
Hitters don't like that, but I'll say this, what an effective pitch. Especially when you throw that sweeper.
Well, we talked about it earlier. These are the things that disrupt the timing of these pitchers. Having to slide step, the arm doesn't catch up. You catch up and you see that first pitch just up and in to Salvi Perez. You're sitting all over slider right here, aren't you, Eduardo?
I'm not after that fastball up and in. The slider might be coming, but I'm not. and that's why it's so effective.
You're right. But you pull off, it starts right at your face.
100%.
Salvi, by the way, his home run career number 312. And along with the 9 times an All-Star, 5 times a Gold Glover, is a really good argument for induction into Cooperstown.
You were talking about things we didn't see. The right-on-right changeup, same-side changeup. That front door slider cutter thing that these guys are throwing is really hard to pull the trigger on as well.
The 1-2, there goes the runner. Pitch outside, throw to second. Tag, safe! Tolbert. And a stolen base.
Really nice jump there by Tolbert. Stays on the bag. He was moving.
So Tyler Tolbert with the steal. And that one found Eddie. Quickly tell the people how often you get, hey, your son's doing great out there.
Oh, my goodness. All the time. It is unbelievable. And with pride, I say thank you. But this is the thing. He also gets it a lot from fans.
He did say that.
Amazing. Check swing. Did he go? Appeal to first. Did not go. Adam Hammery on the call. So here we go. Salvi has walked and scored, popped out and homered. Man at second. 3-2. Check swing. Called strike 3.
There are some people for whom good enough is never good enough. They ruffle feathers, push boundaries. They are high performers, and high performers choose Sage, high-performance finance software.
Pitching change, break in the action here in Kansas City. Tim Hill on here, delivers a strike to the catcher Carter Jensen. Jensen 0 for 3. Royals lead it 3-2. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Kansas City. 2-5-0 for the Yankees. Bobby Witt Jr. with the big hit. That one sliced foul. Witt's homer to lead off the 8th here at Kauffman Stadium. Broke a 2-2 tie. As you look at Jensen, who's flied out all 3 times today. Tipped into the mitt of the catcher Escar, and a strikeout.
I mean, you know it's coming right, the sinker, but yet the angle from where it's coming from, and it's not high velocity. It's 88, 89 miles per hour. But you see a lot of guys swinging through those.
Starling Marte is going to hit here for Caglione. So Matt Potrero really leaning on his bench, trying to get that extra run. For the Yankees in the 9th, scheduled to be Bellinger, Goldschmidt, and Chisholm. On the ground to third. Hill able to get out of it, but Bobby Witt Jr. launches. Witt with home run number 8, and the Royals take a 3-2 lead in the 9th. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Knock savings out of the park with Liberty Mutual. Here's the big swing of the game. Bobby Witt. His solo homer has given the Royals a 3-2 advantage. Lucas Erceg will take over, delivers to Bellinger, and that that one bounced to the right side. Lofted flips to the new first baseman, Salvador Perez.
With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Here are the numbers for Ursig.
Oh, that's in.
Goldschmidt takes ball 1. Ursig has 11 saves. The walks have really been problematic. He deals that breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. That slider found the mark. 1-1. Goldschmidt today is 0 for 3. Royals lead at 3-2, 1 out, bases clear in the 9th. Strike 2.
That's good. That's good slider there.
That slider's elite.
Ursig broke his bat. Out to short. Wind charges. Picks it up. Thrown to first. Save. I mean, that thing just died on the grass. And I think with the big swing and the barrel of the bat heading towards Witt, there may have been a moment of hesitation, and then he was dealing with spin as well. It'll go as an infield single.
I think it's the spin also that got Witt Jr. to stay back on it a little bit. Right there, just Baladas on him a little bit. Takes a sharp left turn. You see him have to change his angle. Paul Goldschmidt not getting down the line quickly, but quick enough.
Here's Jazz Chisholm now. Max Schumann will pinch run at first. Oh, that throw is low, and Salvi able to pick it.
That's a nice save there by Salvi. Quick feet there from Ursig. But a big dig there by Salvi Perez to keep him at first base.
Chisholm with a walk. He's 0 for 2. Liner, fair ball down the line. Tolbert over to pick it up. Chisholm to second. Oh, the throw is cut. I don't know whether it was on line, but I'm not sure why Lofton cut that.
I was in shock that Jazz Chisholm, who is his own coach because the ball is in front of him, decides to go to second base right there, down 1 with the tying run already at third base. He lucks out right there that Lofton ends up cutting the ball. Ball past Salvi.
We were both wondering what he was saying there, or what he was seeing there. Ball in front of him, like you said, great throw from Tolbert in right field, but just gets cut off by Lofton before we're able to see if there's a play there. Yankees kind of rolling now, second and third.
Trainer out to check on Jazz Chisholm. It's a pretty aggressive play for Chisholm, running as well. And Aaron Boone coming out.
That was interesting too about that defensive change. You wonder if left-handed first baseman may have made a difference on it.
I think it's a good point. I mean, look, it would have been a really nice play, but does Vinny Pasquantino come up with that line drive?
Yeah, and that's the thing, a left-handed first baseman, but because and you're up 1, so it's not like you're playing no doubles in that situation. You're at home. You can get off the bag. Now, I'll say this. The Yankees have struggled already today with runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. At third base, they've stranded 2 already in this game.
It's interesting leaving Jazz in with what looks like a lower leg tweak and needing to score that run from second base.
Here's Volpe now. Ursig. And that's in there for a strike. Infield in. Schumann, the pinch runner, is at third. He's the tying run. Chisholm is at second. He's the go-ahead run. Volpe today 0 for 2. The righty fires. And it's 0-2.
I'll say this, and just from watching it, I know analytically infield plays in, but I would like to see the two guys on the opposite side play back a little bit with 2 strikes, because you see a lot of jam shots over them in situations like this.
0-2, check swing, but he held up.
You're still at home. You still have a chance if they tie. Elite speed at second.
Twice today, the Yankees could not get a runner in from third with 1 out. Ursig kick steals. Line drive back to left field. In to score is Schumann. Chisholm to the plate. Here's the throw. Cut off. Tag at second. Volpe delivers. And the Yankees have the lead. 4-3 as Volpe comes through. And a lot of Yankee fans here on Memorial Day. The bullpen has been an issue for the Royals. 23rd in the majors out of 30 teams in bullpen ERA, and this time Ursig gives it up.
Well, you see here, straight up the middle, nice at bat by Volpe, but this is why Matt Quintero was going for the extra run. He understands that the bullpen has not been their strength, and knowing he's going to need to add points if they're going to pull this one out.
Yankee fans making noise. A little roller along third, rolling. Fair, Escara with a swinging bunt.
Wow, you love those. We're talking about some of them. Some of those hits come like Jazz Chisholm, that ball up the middle that kicked right to the second baseman, Massey at the time. You got to love these swinging bunts that stay fair when you're a player.
Oh man, that's his 3rd hit of the game as well.
35.2 on the exit below, a rocket.
Well, think about how this inning started with Goldie. How much was that off the broken bat as well? It's not been hard contact this inning.
Yeah, no doubt.
2 infield singles this inning.
Popped him up. Right side, Lofton. The Yankees take the lead. Some soft contact, and then Anthony Volpe comes through with the big hit. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, and it's 4-3. Fans, MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe. Isaac Collins takes a fastball for a strike from David Bednar. The numbers for Bednar not what he would like them to be. And Collins is down an 0-2 hole.
Velocity down a little bit this year for Bednar, but that splitty is still elite.
The kid from Pittsburgh. His younger brother, a minor leaguer with the Giants. And it was cool during spring training. Team USA played an exhibition game against the Giants, and we had double Bednar action. The 1-2. To the right side, Chisholm backs up on the outfield grass. And there's one away. Bellinger moves from left to first as he takes over for Goldschmidt, and Schumann stays in the game in left field.
What a luxury, right? When you have a player that is elite defensively in left and can move over to first base. By the way, unnoticed, did not go unnoticed that ground ball, the way that Jazz Chisholm was able to read the bounce and take a couple steps back. Make a difficult play look easy.
Popped up on the infield, Chisholm. And that is out number 2. A couple of quick outs for Bednar. Thomas takes a strike. Good firm four-seam fastball at 97. Ball to strike now. Bednar closing things for the Yankees. They have Camilo Doval down there. We've seen Bird and Hedrick so far today.
Time like that, 1-1 count, late in the game, you wonder why not challenge right there when you do have a challenge left in the 9th inning.
The 2-1. It's a Yankee team looking to, who knows, maybe use that momentum from the walk-off win at home. Aaron Judge, as they were able to get a sweep with a 2-game set with the Rays. And now they're a strike away. Bednar fires. And that time, Lane Thomas wouldn't chase. Thomas, who hit for Isbell in the 7th, flied out and stayed in the game. 3-2, Bednar deals. And they'll do it again. That bounces past Vance Wilson, who does the coaching down there. Two outs, bases empty, bottom 9. We were tied at 2. Witt homered in the 8th for the Royals. The Yankees got a 2-run single from Volpe in the 9th. 3-2.
Oh, that's out.
And that is ball 4.
What an at-bat.
Really nice at-bat, especially a guy in Lane Thomas that faces a lot of left-handers. But now you've got the top of the order coming up. Bobby Witt Jr. sitting on deck. That's a nice at-bat for Lane Thomas to give their guys a chance here with the top of the lineup coming up.
Both teams have all their challenges remaining. And here's Garcia just trying to reach and extend the game for Witt. 4-3, Yankees lead. And there's a strike that dots the outside corner, says Clint Vondrak. Bednar 0-1. Tapped off the plate to third. Caballero on the move, and that's the ball game. The Yankees rally late and hang on to win it with Witt in the on-deck circle as it comes to a finish. Volpe, the hero here today, is 2-run single in the 9th.
Tied San Diego with the lead for comeback wins. The Yankees, that's their 3rd. I'm sorry, Yankees have 4, so they'll be a 2nd next to San Diego.
How about stealing one away from the Kansas City Royals here for the New York Yankees after a miserable weather, and they were able to win one late in New York, win one late again here in Kansas City 2 days in a row.
A reminder coming up tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals as the Knicks will go for a sweep of the Cavs. Well, that'll do it here. Our next game, the Mariners and the Orioles on June 11th. For David Ross, Eduardo Perez, and our outstanding crew, I'm John Chambe. Our final here, the Yankees 4 and the Royals 3. Thanks for watching Major League Baseball here on ESPN.